Welcome back to Get the Facts. We continue our discussion with Tourism Minister, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett. So, how the ministry has this new initiative um, to have the COVID security insurance plan in place. Tell us, how is that going and who's the benefit and how will it work?
Well, the program is going apace. The negotiations are continuing with the potential partner, the logistic company that offers this coverage. And then we're talking with local purveyors of insurance, like Sagicor and so on, to provide what we call the bolting down of the coverage. And then there is the health coverage side, and then there's the repatriation element, which means that if the visitor comes and tests positive and also shows symptoms or is ill to be hospitalized, we can repatriate them immediately. There will be planes that are on alert and available to take them back. Various sizes, equipped in a certain way, depending on the state of health of the visitor. All of that is not going to be at the cost of Jamaica's taxpayers. I think that's a good part of it. Whilst we are making sure that there's this overall health response, the response is not going to be to the account of the taxpayers of Jamaica. In fact, the tourist is going to be required to purchase this before they actually board the flight to come to Jamaica. So when they come, they'll be tested at their expense. If they need to be quarantined, they will quarantine at their expense. If they get positive and they have to be repatriated, they'll be repatriated at their expense.
All right. So how do we ensure that they know they have this information though?
Well, as soon as we have completed the negotiations and the agreements have been all signed off, and by the way, we're trying to make it not a government connected arrangement. So we're trying to make private sector do their job. All that government has done is to seed the idea. As you know, it's all came from me. So we seeding the idea and we're saying to go ahead and do what you have to do. And because we established the Tourism Recovery Task Force, which is chaired by a private sector person. In fact, the chairperson is Wilfred Bagaloo from Pricewaterhouse. And we benefited from consultancy services from them. And then we had a good lady, Ms. Jessica Shannon, also from Pricewaterhouse, who did an enormously strong job with our TPDCO to build out those 188 pages of protocols that Jamaica was able to put forward to manage our industry and to get the attention of the world. So in short order, and I'm hoping certainly before this month is out that we will have this insurance cover and repatriation program in place so that that further layer of protection for the Jamaican people can be had as a result.
Good. Now, the Rediscover Jamaica campaign was launched last month. Tell us, how is that going?
Well, I tell you, I'm amazed. I went to Mystic Mountain just to see what was happening there, and the Jamaicans are out in full force, children and all. I like the idea. When I go around to the hotels, we see our local people there. We see them at the attractions, and they are enjoying themselves, and they're doing it responsibly. They're wearing the mask, and they are observing the protocols in the places, and we're happy about that. But there are one or two cases, that we have to talk about, because sometimes we see real breaches by a few, how some Jamaicans are, and I want to appeal to them. Please, let's try to contain the spread. We cannot afford the spread to happen, because if that happens, we're going to have to go back in another mode that we don't want to. Not because we're doing well and the world says we're doing well. Don't abuse it, because the virus is still here. Virus is still here. It's not gone anywhere. and it is going to come to you because it can't go nowhere else. It only
Yes.
operates in human beings.
Yes.
We are what we call the vectors, human beings. We are the ones who contain and support this virus, and then we are the one who pass it on to
Exactly.
somebody
Yes.
else.
Yes.
So I beg, please, let's
Yes.
observe the protocols. So all of these things we say, and we're not saying them lightly because science tells us what causes the spread.
Yes.
And science tells us also that if we do some things, we can prevent the spread.
Right.
And
Thank
the
you.
things that science tells us to do, we call them the protocols now that we're telling you to do. Wear the mask or face shield, social distancing, sanitize, sanitize,
Sanitizing.
sanitize.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Do
Yes.
what we tell you.
Yes. Yes.
Stay home
A
and
very
stay home and stay safe.
right. A positive note to end on. Thank you so very much, Minister, for coming and sharing with us today on
Thank
Get the
you, thank
Facts.
you, thank you. And let's keep the gatherings to a minimum so as
Yes.
to
Yes.
reduce the possibility of the spread.
And we say
God,
amen to that. This has
God
been
bless
Get the
you.
Facts. Our guest was the Honorable Minister Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism. Despite the presence of the COVID-19 pandemic, our tourist industry is reshaping and adjusting to meet the economic and recreational needs of both Jamaicans living here and our visitors. As you enjoy what our island has to offer, please observe the control measures which have been put in place to keep us safe. Until next time, when Get the Facts brings you, as always, more important information. I'm Rose Campbell. Thanks for watching and take good care.